Hi, I'm Liz. Welcome to the Liz Manual of Style. I have a mishmash of different places haul today. As promised, I do have many items from the TheHoneyBShop. And then I have a few other items I've picked up over the past few weeks. My boyfriend and I went to a few bookstores. We went down the shore. And went to the Books A Million. Oh, actually, I already did the Books A Million haul. But during that time, we went to a few other bookstores. And recently, I have been overworked and depressed from luteal phase PMDD. So I have been going places and buying little random things. So I'm going to show you all these today. And I'm not sure if I want to sweep everything off and show you one by one or just leave these out. Let's see. I think I'll sweep them all off and show you one by one. Okay. So let's start with this little Moleskine. I bought this off of TikTok shop. I was off of TikTok for a long time. Maybe over a year. But I recently got back on there when I started working on this brand, the Liz Manual of Style. Although over there, I have not been talking about stationery. I have been talking about my childhood trauma. So proceed at your own risk. If you have any narcissistic abuse in your life, you might find it relatable and or triggering. But so I purchased this because it was an ad I kept seeing, of course. And they got me because I've been in a charms phase, like a notebook charms phase, ever since I started making traveler's notebooks again. And this is kind of too big to be used as a journal charm, but it is a bag charm. And I actually did put it on my notebook. Let me see. This is the cover I keep showing because I am using it day to day. It's my emotional support journal. And I did put this on here, and if you aren't taking it out and about, it's not going to be a problem. It's just a little bit big. If I had some type of strap up here that I could put it on, probably better. But this is actually a practical notebook. It's just very small. I haven't actually used it for anything. It's a blank, and I do actually love the fact that the pages are all tear out. So, you could write yourself little notes, little affirmations. I joked to my boyfriend. See, at Books A Million, they had little tiny books similar to these. They weren't Moleskine. They were like leather. And I said, I could record the names of my enemies. So, spell work. So I really like it. I did test out the Pilot Kakuno on it. And it's pretty good. Didn't bleed or anything. Although the pages are a little weird. Like, they're in these, like, little groups. But you can only really notice at the back here, I think. Anyway, very cute. And it has all the typical Moleskine branding for people like me who have like this emotional attachment and parasocial relationship with these notebooks. Maybe not the brand itself, but it's got all this stuff. And it did also have a quality control sticker in the back. I just don't have it in here anymore. And I'm not sure where I put it. And it's got a bookmark as well. Adorbs. Showing my age with that. Okay, the next thing. So this was actually from yesterday. As I mentioned, I'm not in my luteal phase anymore, but I'm still feeling the effects of it this week. And I've been going through some stuff. I went in no contact with my mother and so I went to Walmart yesterday. I didn't really have time because I just took on a really big project, an editing project for an app, which I won't mention because I I don't know. We don't have a, we just have emails, but it's a pretty cool gig and I'm very excited, but I have to do a lot of work. So I only could go to the Walmart for a few minutes. And I went to the school supplies, seasonal school supplies section they have up, since we're getting to that time, which, you know, as a stationary adult with nostalgia for school supply season, because I loved school. Well, I didn't love it. I loved the school supplies. I loved using them. So I loved going to school supply shopping. And they have a bunch of like nonsense in the aisle. And I did fall prey to that nonsense, and I got one of these little backpack charms. I'm a little bit aggrieved by the fact that they don't have straps on the back. So is it really a backpack? There's no straps on the back? But they were probably like, it looks like a backpack, and they were right. And it called it a charm, so I guess this could be like a bag charm. I have, my bag is from Aldi. I don't think it has place for a charm. So, but I could put it on my keychain, possibly. I just think it's really cute. And I was thinking, this is a perfect size to carry my fountain pen ink cartridges. Right? I mean, adorable. I love it. They did have a few other styles. I almost got two, but I was like, you don't need two backpack charms. But there was another one that had like black and white checkers and then a red trim. And I just love a red and black combo. But this one really drew me to it when I first went up to the shelf. And it was only a few dollars. I don't know. I find it fun. As someone who grew up poor, I have to fight that feeling where I'm like, you don't need that. You're such a dumb little idiot for trying to get that. But there is no harm in allowing myself to have a little fun. I'm in this thing where I'm reparenting my inner child, and my inner child wanted that backpack. And next to that little backpack were these calming textured stickers. And I've seen there's like some type of brand that really started this. And this is obviously a knockoff, and it's not as good as far as I can tell. Because the texture is, I don't know. I was hoping it would be rougher. I guess I didn't, well, it doesn't say what it will feel like. It just says textured, and they are textured. And they are a weird sensory feeling. But I was hoping they would be like a little bit rougher. But these are for kids, so they probably didn't want them. But I think they could be slightly rougher. But I do like sensory stuff. As someone with OCD who is an ADHD, I am neurodivergent. I do like this type of thing. I have I love that. I wish I had it with me. It's not. It's in the other room. But I have a bookmark that has like a soft side, and I love it. And so this is kind of like that. So I actually do like these. I'll probably stick them on something. I don't know. Nothing seems to stick to that Traveler's Notebook. So I might have to glue it down on there, but I could just stick it in the notebook, I guess. So those are cool. Comes with 12 pieces. But I haven't used them yet. Okay. I'm going to talk about a few things that I got at Barnes & Noble now. And I don't think I've showed these yet. Hopefully they're not in another video. This is a band to go around a notebook and hold pens. I find this very useful. I haven't used it yet, but I know it will be. I'll show it on my journal. That's actually a little loose on this one. Maybe it'd be best on like an A5. But it would probably be okay. And if a journal is getting bigger, it'll be a good size. But yeah, so you can put, and I got it because I thought that would be fine, good for my fountain pens. Because my fountain pens do not have like these things on them. So they need to be pretty secure, and this is a good size. I'm a little bit disappointed that it's a little loose on the Moleskine, but oh, the chaos from the edges of my desk are trying to make an appearance. But it's pretty nice. And then the other two things I got from Books-A-Million, or not Books-A-Million, I keep saying that, from Barnes & Noble. I think I've seen this brand at Books-A-Million before. But these are tabs. They're sticky tabs. This one it keeps coming off. Annoying. And they're like, I don't know, acetate or something. I haven't tried to write on them or anything yet. Maybe Sharpie would be best. But yeah, they just have a bunch of different, like here's a bicycle that's coming out right now. I think this one is actually, this is the vintage journal tabs. I think this is a missed opportunity for a typewriter. I mean, what's more vintage than that? But I really do like the bicycle and the clock and the pocket watch, whatever. And the flamingo's pretty cute. And this little angel reminds me, my grandma liked angels. Cute. And then this one I actually like way more. And I went to a different Barnes & Noble in a different area because I live in New Jersey and there's like a million cities in New Jersey. And there's a lot of different like chain stores. Like within like a 25-minute drive, which as someone from Indiana, that's crazy to me because in my hometown, I had to drive 30 minutes to go to the mall. And there wasn't another mall close by. But so this one is fantasy themed, and I like this a lot more. I just had to get it for this rose, essentially. So pretty. And the snake. Oh, I love them. I love them. I don't know what I'm going to use them for yet. Maybe in like a journal where I'm planning like a story, but as I've mentioned in a few other videos, I'm not trying to pressure myself to write at this time. I'm doing other things for my creative outlets, like making videos like this. So those are fun. Okay. I'll show you the next thing. These are from AliExpress. And we'll do HoneyBShop last. These tabs are that I got from AliExpress. I would not purchase these again. Do you see how beat up this is? I know they're only a few dollars, but I've ordered some other things from AliExpress. And they were much better quality when they came. Like this Pilot Cockernoo I got from AliExpress. Perfect quality. There's a different shops on there. It's not like all of them are the same, but I don't know. And my OCD, look at this. Look at this tab. That's not straight. I don't even know if you can see on here, but it's not bent right. Ugh. So I really can't use that one because I personally just can't. I know other people probably could. But I'm struggling to see how these little tabs would stay in these. They just seem so loose. But I will maybe try them out at some point. I don't know. They were kind of just like an impulse buy, and they reminded me of like Traveler's Company style, and I was like, those look like they would be cool. But my main purchase from AliExpress was a Pilot Cockernoo Extra Fine, which I also don't like at all. It's very scratchy. I guess I should have expected that. But yeah, I don't really recommend these tabs, but they are usable. Okay, the other thing from AliExpress, I haven't used these yet, but I have no reason to doubt them. These are just a bunch of pen holder sticker things. Yeah, they're all this like smooth pleather texture, and they are adhesive. I haven't used any yet, but I have a lot of these I've gotten from like Amazon before. So yeah, this is to add to like my traveler's notebooks that I make. So, or just any notebook. But they were super cheap and I got a bunch of them, so I'll be using those in due time. Okay, now for the HoneyBShop haul. All of these things are already unboxed and everything because I don't like to wait. I'm a very impatient person. But all the HoneyBShop stuff did come packaged. Like the charms that I'm going to show came in here. And they had like, you know, it was well packaged, well shipped and everything. Okay, so what I mainly wanted from HoneyBShop were the charms. So let's look at those. My favorite of the charms is this one. I don't think I need to say much more about this one. Suffice to say, it's legal in where I live, and I partake in a very specific type that is edible. It's really helpful for my ADHD, and I feel this really ties together my cover. So this is the one I have been keeping this on, next to this ghost one, which I showed in another video. Why am I struggling with this? And I will say, when these arrived, the clips were all looking kind of not good. They were like tarnished, but I cleaned them off with like a microfiber cloth. I just like rubbed them and they're fine. And this one looks like perfectly good now. Oh, there we go. So this matches my pen and it brings that pink in there. Right? I love it. Then the next charm I got is also pink. And it is Ghostface because Scream is my favorite movie. My OCD is a little upset about this shape because it's not smooth. It's not like a perfect oval. But I'm trying to let it go. But this is like these are like acrylic or resin charms. Acrylic? Yeah. But Ghostface, very cute. They also have this in like holographic silver, but I wanted the classic Ghostface. And then the last charm I got is this one. I don't know. I just love the vibe. I love this I know there's a word for this, hazy or whatever. Acrylic matte. And it's just, I don't know, it makes me laugh. And I'm on a ghost kick lately because I'm loving the symbolism of going ghost and focusing on me and reclaiming all of my energy. And then I got a bunch of stickers. The first, I think there was actually like a little sticker pack that had like a sampler that I already used, and I'm not going to show that. But I think this is everything else that they sent me. Besides like some cards, like they sent like some messages, like a welcome message, because it's my first purchase from the store. I do have another charm from them that I got secondhand from Ricari. That's like vampire teeth, and it's like plastic. And I love it. So that's what made me want to purchase from the store. But so these are included for free. These are little bullets or circles. I'm not sure if I'll actually use them, but maybe if I color code something, like a project plan or something, these would be good for that. I definitely appreciated the free stickers. Very nice. I love small businesses. They are the best. I'm biased because I own one. But I like to support other small businesses when I can. And then they included this free sticker as well. 90% song lyrics, and I guess that's a very symmetrical brain, or like a weird angle of a brain. But it's still pretty cute. And I am constantly have songs in my head. Right now I've been listening to the new album by Bella K. And I absolutely love it, and I ordered the vinyl yesterday. And it's only my second vinyl because my boyfriend bought me the Lily Allen, the most recent Lily Allen one. Amazing. And he has a record player, and he's gonna help me. He helps me set it up and put it in and play it correctly. I don't remember how to do it, so I have to wait for him to tell me. I have to do it like 3 or 4 times before I remember. But yes, I am a music lover. So that's a good free sticker they gave me. Very sweet. And then I got a couple more big stickers. This is Spooky Girls Book Club. I think this is like, well, it's maybe not vinyl, but maybe it is. I don't know. It's very shiny. Yeah, I think it's a vinyl sticker. And then there's this one. This is my favorite vinyl sticker that I got. So cute. And I actually have been carrying this around in my notebook as well. So because I thought about sewing it on to this, but I just don't want to damage it, and I don't want to use it so because it's so cute. So I actually have been storing it in here so that I can look at it without using it. And then it matches my pink Pilot Kakuno and my pink charm that I showed earlier. I mean, hello? Is that aesthetic? I feel like it is. Okay, and then the sticker. Cross your fingers for good luck. Or lying, I guess. But witchy hand. I've been leaning into my witchiness lately, so this is a good one for that. Very cute. And the last stickers I'm going to show are all stickered sheets. This first one, I think this is called like Coquette, Witchy Coquette or something like that. I had to get this hand. I don't know, something about that hand is so funny and chic and adorable to me. And I always love a vampire situation. Very cute. This one I almost got a vinyl of, but I didn't want to have just one. Because it's so cute. Ghosty reading. I love the little bat. So cute, so cute. I'm moving my camera. Love it. This one actually has one missing because I gave it to my boyfriend. He said, "Can I have that?" And it was my least favorite sticker on the pack, or on the sheet basically, but it's cute. It was a cassette tape that says Skelly Tunes, and I think he put it on his tape player or a different type of music device that he has. But I love this aesthetic. I love a glow aesthetic. I don't know what I'm going to use these for, but they're precious to me. I might not be able to use them, I'm not sure. I just love this neon pastel situation that's happening. So cute. I think this is called like Creepy Cute, maybe. I love when horror is combined with something else, like horror romance, horror comedy. Horror comedy. So good. And the last one is a bigger sheet, and it is like goth summer themed. Since it is currently summer and I had recently gone to the beach when I made this order, I love the beach. I live like an hour from the Jersey Shore, and I never thought I would love the beach this much because I hated going on trips with my family to the beach. Like, I went on like 2 trips and they were a nightmare. And that's because my family was toxic and abusive. As a whole, not like individual people. Well, anyways. Not to demonize everyone in my family is what I'm trying to say, but it wasn't a good time going on trips. But now I love the beach because I go with my boyfriend and he actually cares about me and he wants me to be happy and do what I want. And that's amazing. So this just fills me with thoughts of that and I love it. And we'll see if I actually get myself to use these stickers. Love it. So yes, that is my haul of many items, many small accessories. Thank you so much for watching and please consider subscribing. And if you have any recs for similar things for next time, I need a dopamine hit while I am hard at work on a manuscript, send it my way in the comments. All right, bye.